OPEC is a group that prides itself on making decisions by consensus. Everything is a unanimous decision in the sense that all members agree on what they've agreed on. Well, we saw that consensus break pretty quickly yesterday. As soon as the meeting ended, Angola came out and said that they weren't going to respect their quota. They had been chafing against a decision that had been taken earlier this year that because some African countries, Angola was one of them, Nigeria was another, because those countries were not producing up to their target, they were going to get a lower quota for 2024, and some of that production attributed to them was going to be given to the UAE, which has a greater capacity. That created a lot of friction coming into this meeting because Angola said, well, we can produce more, we don't want to cut. So that was a problem. That already creates some doubt around those additional voluntary cuts that the members have pledged. The important bit of the cut is that Saudi 1 million barrel a day reduction that the Saudis have decided to roll over into next year, and they've given a little bit of visibility on that. 3 months. It'll go through, of course, the end of this month and then into the first quarter. So through the first quarter. So that gives a little bit of visibility there. But really, again, it's the issue around non-OPEC supply coming in and then demand. So a lot of the analysts that we've been talking about said there will be some deficit of supply, so a little bit less supply coming to the market than the market needs. But that's because OPEC is taking supply off the market, Anna.
Anthony, good morning. Is the expansion of OPEC Plus at the core of the problems with the group trying to find unanimous consensus here?
Well, Mark, they did sort of add another member. Brazil came on as kind of an associate member, so they'll watch and they'll take part. You remember we saw the Saudis and the UAE joining in with the BRICS group of countries earlier this year. So this is kind of an expansion of that conversation, of that discussion, of that kind of geopolitical focus. I mentioned other supply coming into the market, and OPEC has really been watching non-OPEC plus suppliers, Brazil being one of those, U.S. shale being another. They are coming onto the market, bringing in new supply, and that supply is pretty much even with the demand that most forecasters and analysts expect to come into the market next year. So that non-OPEC supply is going to take up that demand, and that's going to make it harder for OPEC over the long term to bring its own production back. So that broadening of the group potentially brings in one of those non-OPEC suppliers into the group and widens that conversation. But really, we won't see a concrete effect of that next year because Brazil is not needing to make any cuts next year. So it'll still be OPEC trying to game their way back into the market over the next year and seeing, whether those members do abide by those cuts and by those reductions, Mark and Anna.